One of the biggest anxieties I hear over and over from my clients is that they are very intimidated by the My Disney Experience app. And overall, this is an amazing piece of technology. This adds tremendous value to your vacation. You can use this for so many different things. You can build a complete itinerary in the My Disney Experience app, and you and your travel advisor can work together to really make sure that you are enhancing every minute of your vacation. So it's a lot more than just fast passes and dining reservations. There is a ton of information here that helps you with your vacation, and it helps you in real time. So you're not making plans, printing them out, carrying them with you. This is a real-time tool that you can use on vacation. So if you don't know what the My Disney Experience app is, or you do not have this, you need to stop what you're doing, go to whatever store your smartphone is supported by, and download the My Disney Experience app. And then you're going to create an account with a password. If you're working with a travel advisor, share that password with them. And also keep in mind that someone is going to need that at 6 a.m. And if you are not on the East Coast, earlier than 6 a.m. So it doesn't have to be a totally complex password. And also you might need to enter it multiple times yourself. So just keep that in mind. And like I said, it's going to be about 20 minutes, so you might want to grab a snack, grab a drink, come on back. So here we are. So this is the app, and let's just go over it as quick as 20 minutes can go. So I'm going to click right up top at the map and open it up. I was here a minute ago. So right now I have it defaulted to the different wait times. If I'm standing in the park and I'm waiting between fast passes, or I'm planning to hit a fast pass maybe towards the end of my fast pass window, I can come in here and I can see that there we go. The carousel has a 10-minute wait. So that's not too bad. Like, I will probably wait in a 10-minute line. I will not wait in a 105-minute line when it's 97 degrees outside today. So, and I'm not knocking anyone who does. I don't, though. So, anyway, back here. So we have the wait times. You can also filter this out to, if you click the little arrow next to wait times, you can find different attractions. You can find where the characters are located. You can find where the bathrooms are, which is super important sometimes with small travelers, and also the PhotoPass photographers. So if you have Memory Maker, all of these locations are where you can find somebody in a khaki vest with a camera, and they will take a picture of your family. Some of these are also rides. So if you have a Magic Band and you're wearing that Magic Band, or you have it on, like, looped onto your backpack, and you take that on a ride with you, it'll pick up your RFID tag, and it'll link your picture into this app. So if you are traveling with just a card, if you're staying at an off-site property, you don't get a Magic Band unless you buy it, but they are included with your Disney World Resort stay, and there is a new program where you can upgrade for a very minimal fee to get a decorative Magic Band. So I'm going to zoom out here, and a lot of people, especially first-timers, don't realize how big the Disney property really is. So this is the Magic Kingdom all the way up here, and then we have the Monorail Loop Resorts, we have the Wilderness Lodge, we have Fort Wilderness, which is amazing. If you have time in your vacation to have a down day, there's a ton of activities to do at the fort. And then way down here is Epcot, and it seems like it's way down here, but it's really not. It's like 10 minutes. And if you there is a monorail that connects the Magic Kingdom to the Ticket and Transportation Center, and then you swap it and you go to Epcot, to the Epcot Loop. That is my favorite. The Ticket and Transportation Center to Epcot is my favorite part of the monorail loop. I like coming around and going over the flowers in the pond and going over Spaceship Earth. So there's Epcot there. There's the Epcot Loop of Resorts. We have Hollywood Studios and the water parks, Coronado Springs, and then over here is Animal Kingdom. So a lot of people, it's hard to visualize the distance between the parks, but there is a great distance. So the bus system is amazing, and it is the best way to get around Disney property. There's the monorail, there's different water taxis, so there are lots of different ways to get around the parks, and this app is another way that it will help you navigate once you are on property. So I'm going to click back. I'm going to go home on the bottom left. So that's the map, and you can spend all day looking at the map, especially while you're sitting at work thinking about your vacation. So underneath the map is my room resort, and right now it's not doing anything. It's just there. When I sign into the app, it makes the bed. So that's pretty cool. But when I'm actually on property, this becomes another interactive feature. So it will show me my room charges. It will show me my room number, because I am a person who forgets that as well. So it'll actually go to your reservation, and it'll show you all of that information. You can also see how many dining credits I've used and how many I have left to use. And when I'm on property and I'm at the resort and I'm checked in, I can see when the next bus is coming to my resort. It doesn't work from the parks back, but you can see from your resort when the next bus is coming. So if you are debating grabbing that cup of coffee in the morning, you can pop in there and check. And then just one note really quick. There is a new policy where if you have a card on file, Disney does charge you a $100, it's like a retainer fee. It's a hold on your credit card. So when you spend, you have up to $100 to spend. And then if you spend $101, Disney is going to pull another $100. So just be aware of that. And a lot of people get very concerned because they see these weird charges on their credit card. That's what it is. And one more thing you can do from here is check in. I don't like to do online check-in because I like to be greeted and I like to say hello at the front desk. A little bit lower, we can click and we can see the different park hours. So we have the Magic Kingdom, we click on Epcot, we click on Hollywood Studios, and Animal Kingdom. But really cool about Hollywood Studios this morning, they had extra magic hours. Extra magic hours are included as part of your reservation. So that's for anybody staying on Disney property, the Good Neighbor hotels, and the Disney Springs Resort area hotels. So they open the park early to resort guests, and you can ride some attractions with lower wait times. So that's a great time for checking out Toy Story Land or Pandora or Magic Kingdom with the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. So there's a lot of great value to that time. Now, those are included in your reservation. There are also paid events where you can buy an extra ticket, and then they have a little bit of extra things. Sometimes they have popcorn and ice cream included, or there's also things like the Halloween party and the Christmas party where there's rides open and things are included, but those are separate ticketed events. And one more note, if you're planning this and you go to Extra Magic Hours and you have a base ticket, you do not have a park hopper, you can't go to Extra Magic Hours at Hollywood Studios, spend an hour, and then go to the day at Epcot. Whatever park you swipe into for Extra Magic Hours, that's the park you're in for the day. So if you don't have a park hopper, it doesn't give you the freedom like a park hopper. It's just that if you're going to take advantage of those hours, we would plan your day to be there that day, and we would just finish out your day at Hollywood Studios. Okay, so now on to Fast Passes. This is the part that is the most important, learning how to navigate as you are in the parks without your travel advisor. Because leading up to the trip, we can fix everything, we can modify things, but when you're there, this is you, and this is where you start really customizing your vacation. So I'm going to click here on My Plans, the blue highlighted text. So I've already made 2 Fast Passes for this day. So I have Buzz Lightyear and I have Winnie the Pooh. So we can see here that there's an hour between Fast Passes. I can't make a Fast Pass at like 9 o'clock, 9:10, and 9:20. So there is a full hour between Fast Passes. That also gives me a full hour to get there. So that goes back to the wait time where like, okay, well, the carousel has a 10-minute wait. I can take a little bit of extra time, ride the carousel, go to my Fast Pass, then I can check in a little bit towards the Like if I checked into Buzz Lightyear, for example, at 10:10, by the time I get off the ride, it's going to be probably about 10:25, maybe a little closer to 10:30. And then I can go straight over to the Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. So I've ridden 3 rides. So as you're in the park, like looking at those wait times and like coming up with a strategy as you're going, like it's enhancing your vacation. So making a fast pass though, because I've already made 2, I'm going to look for a 3rd, and I'm going to look for Enchanted Tales with Belle. So I can click either up here at the top right, the blue circle with the plus sign, or the bottom center clear circle with the plus sign. So I'm going to go up top. I'm going to grab a fast pass up here, click get fast pass. I'm going to highlight my fast pass party. And this is for August 11th in the Magic Kingdom. And I am looking for Enchanted Tales with Belle. So this is showing me everything that's available. And I've sorted to have morning fast passes shown to me. And we can see everything is available for fast pass right now. I'm going to go back up. I'm going to find that Enchanted Tales with Belle. Okay, so right now, these dark blue highlights around the outside are saying that I already have a fast pass at this time. So I'm going to click on Enchanted Tales with Belle because I'm looking for something around that 11:20 window. So this 11:40 is perfect. I'm clicking on 11:40. I'm confirming my fast pass, and I'm done. So now I can see all 3. Now these are my pre-selected fast passes that I can make at 60 days. Now at 61 days, I get a ton of emails that say, Amanda, my stuff isn't linked. My daughter doesn't have a ticket. And it is because the Disney Magic, the window does not open until 7 a.m. Eastern Time, 60 days in advance. So the night before, your reservation could be totally crazy looking. 7 a.m., that's when the window opens. So here I am. These are my pre-selected fast passes. I can make 3 per day, and I have to stick to 1 park, even if I have a park hopper. So what I would do using a park hopper is, I'm like, all right, well, I'm spending the morning at Magic Kingdom. I would use these fast passes, and then I would set up my fast passes on property to go to the next park. Now, what if your family sleeps in one morning and you miss a fast pass? These are not set in stone. So here I'm going to click on my Buzz Lightyear because it is highly likely that someone will lose a shoe in their room, and we spend a large portion of our morning finding that shoe or purchasing new Mickey Mouse Crocs. Okay, so here I am. I'm going to modify this, and I'm going to try to just move it to the other end of Enchanted Tales with Belle. So I'm looking for something around 12:40. But I can also choose a different experience. So I don't have to stick to this one. I can pick something else, and if I see something that I want to ride more, or just totally change my mind, but I'm going to click this one at 12:45, and yes, I'm making those changes. Okay, so now I have my Winnie the Pooh, Enchanted Tales with Belle, and Buzz Lightyear. So that's the Magic Kingdom. Now the Magic Kingdom does not have a tier system. Let's make a fast pass for the next day. So I'm going to go get fast pass and my travel party. So let's go to the 12th. Now Epcot has a tiered system. So in Epcot, I can choose one of the following. I can choose Frozen, I can choose Illuminations, I can meet characters, I can go on Soarin', or I can go on Test Track. I am going to just say that unless you are going to Epcot at night, and only at night, and you have no other plans other than getting a couple drinks around the world, some snacks, and staying for the fireworks, Illuminations, that is a hold on that fast pass. Because remember, after you use 3 fast passes, you can log in and make a 4th fast pass. So that is just my suggestion. So now another thing to keep in mind is if you are making your plans by yourself, Frozen Ever After is in the World Showcase. The World Showcase doesn't open until 11 o'clock. If you are not coming from the Epcot loop of resorts, this early morning is not the best time for you, because you are going to walk all the way across Epcot from the front entrance. Like if you're coming from any other resort other than the Epcot loop, you have to walk all the way through the park into Norway, into the World Showcase that isn't open, and then walk back out into the rest of Epcot until the World Showcase opens. So if you're coming from the boardwalk, the beach club, or the yacht club, an early morning Frozen is perfect for you. But if you are coming from any other resort, don't do that. Make your fast pass after 11 o'clock when the World Showcase is open. So that's my tip on the Frozen. But Soarin' is my absolute favorite ride, so I'm going to pick that at 10:15 and confirm. So this is just making fast passes. Now I can pick 2 from tier 2, so I can pick any 2. So let's just go with Figment. And we're going to confirm him. And Turtle Talk. All right. So I've made my 3 fast passes, and now I'm done for the day. So that's the tiered system at Epcot. But the other parks also have a tiered system. So the difference here compared to the Magic Kingdom, so the difference in every other park except for Magic Kingdom using a tier system, is that once I use all 3 of these, so after I've used my Journey into Imagination, I've ridden Soarin', and I've gone to Turtle Talk, right at 11:40, or as soon as I swipe in to use that last Fast Pass, I can get in here, I can make a 4th Fast Pass, and I can go back into the Tier 1. So now I can look for Test Track, or I can look for one for Frozen for a little bit later in the afternoon. So that is something to keep in mind as you are on property. I'm going to cancel these guys out because I want to show you the tier system at the other 2 parks. Not you. This guy. Okay. Cancel out. And we're going to cancel you too. We're going to cancel. There we go. All right. So I'm canceling for everybody. We're done. Okay. So now I'm going to make another Fast Pass for the 12th. So here's Hollywood Studios. And so everything in Toy Story is a Tier 1. Everything else is a Tier 2. And Hollywood Studios is really nice when you're tired, or when it's really hot, or when it's a little bit rainy, because there's a lot of indoor activities. So another cool thing is you can see when you cannot get a Fast Pass. So Slinky Dog, Tower of Terror is down to 1 track currently. And so when that shows up, that means that there are no Fast Passes. It doesn't mean it for real all the time. So we'll talk about that a little bit too. So that's the tier system at Hollywood Studios. And then the tier system at Animal Kingdom is all of the Avatar rides. So Navi River Journey. And then also, predictably, there's no more Fast Passes for Avatar. So if you're in a park, I'm actually going to go back and try Hollywood Studios. So this is something that a lot of people call either hacking the system or pounding the app. And really all it is just keep pushing buttons until something pops up that you want. So if you really, really, really want Slinky Dog, for example, I'm going to just grab Toy Story Mania, because let's say I want to ride something about that time. Okay. So I'm going to go back to my plans, Why is it not there? Okay, let's try that again. We're going to get a fast pass. Let's go back to the 12th. Let's go back to Hollywood Studios. Let's grab Toy Story Mania. Let's confirm. Okay. Now, let's see if we can turn this into something else. So if we're going to modify this, we can make changes. Now, here's another thing. If all of a sudden half my family decides that they don't want to ride something, I can make changes for just 2 people or just 1 person. All right, so let's see if I can get something else to come up. And it does. It takes patience, it takes persistence, and it takes time. And I said 20 minutes, and I'm pretty sure I'm already over that. But you will see people, they call it pounding the app or hacking the system. And again, it's one of those things that people pay money for. And this is all that it is. You just keep going back and forth in the app, trying to change the time and seeing if a more desirable ride comes up. So we're looking for like Slinky Dog or Flight of Passage. So if you are waiting for the bus, this is what you can be doing. So just keep refreshing, go back and forth, see if something more desirable opens up. So if you do not get a fast pass for Slinky Dog, like don't despair, just keep trying at it. So this is, you can modify it for some people, you can try it for others, you can see if you can pick up a different fast pass. So that is what you'll hear people say, either pounding the app or hacking it. And it really is like just keep going back and forth, swapping times. Also, if you pick up one for, like if a Slinky Dog pops up and it's at 9 o'clock at night and you know you're not going to be at the park, you can just continuously try to modify it to bring it a little bit closer, because people cancel and change their fast passes all the time. It's just a matter of being there to catch it. So you just go back and forth and see if you can get earlier time or a different time or a different experience. So that is that. So we've gone over how fast passes can be modified, how you can look and just keep checking for that fast pass that you really want. And sometimes, I'm going to go back here, down here, we see a lot. Actually, it works best in the Magic Kingdom. So if you're traveling with a large party of like 18 people, working with smaller groups, like groups of 4, groups of 3, and finding times that overlap, that's a great way to get everybody on the ride. So it might not all line up and everybody might not be perfect, but you have probably a half an hour window where you can all ride together. You can overlap those. So you can start working with smaller groups because you don't have to put everybody on the same thing all the time. Okay, so some more cool things about the app. We have mobile ordering. So this is another great thing to do while you're at work. You can peruse every different menu. So Columbia Harbor House is one of my favorites at the Magic Kingdom. They have a really good lobster roll. So you can order, they accept the dining plans. You can see what kind of service it is, so it's a quick service. And you can also, I know a lot of people like to see how much everything costs because the dining plan comes up as a debatable thing. I always advocate for the dining plan because if you plan your trip in May and you're not going until the following May, Disney changes their prices and things go up, things change. But if you are locked into the dining plan, even if it's just the difference of a couple of dollars, once you have your deposit down, Disney cannot charge you more. So I am a huge proponent of the dining plan. And you get just tremendous value out of it. So you can come in here, you can look at the desserts are my favorite. So that peach cobbler is pretty good. And the lobster roll is a favorite. So you can order all this in advance. You can have it lined up. And when you're ready to check out, you can tell the app that you want everything done, prepared, and then you use a different entrance to collect your food. Okay. And one more thing that is not in here, because my current reservation doesn't have Memory Maker, but down here, right above minivan, where you can now reserve a minivan, right here in the app. You don't need a different app. So you can take a minivan. It's actually redirecting me now to the Lyft app, so you do need to download the Lyft app still. So I'm a liar. Don't believe me on that. Let's go back to the Disney app. Okay, but down here, there would be a spot for photo passes. So you would start to see your Memory Maker photos showing up. It is extremely important that if you see it, to activate your Memory Maker on site. Don't wait until you get home. So when you see it, you'll take your first picture, you'll see it downloaded. It'll have a watermark that says PhotoPass all over it. When you click activate, in about 10 minutes, that's gone, as long as it's part of your package. And if you think you might want Memory Maker, another thing, like buy it before you get to Disney World, because the price goes up 3 days in advance. So it's always good to put it on your package, and you can always remove it later. But it is super important to activate that Memory Maker on site. So don't forget to do that. And then you can download the photos, and there's stickers, and there's all kinds of cool things you can do with your Memory Maker. So we've gone over fast passes. Now, if you're on site and you have not made dining reservations, but you want to make a dining reservation, we're going to click on that little plus sign on the bottom again, reserve dining. So this is for table service locations. Now, anybody and everybody, it doesn't matter if you're on-site or off-site, you can make dining reservations 180 days in advance. If you are doing this from your phone and you are doing this from work and you are looking for a reservation, all right, let's go in here. Let's go back to August. Make sure that you are using the right date, because I get phone calls a lot of clients that are like, I found the perfect dining reservation, and I go in and I look, and it's for today. And if you don't show up to a dining reservation, they'll charge you $10 per person. Okay, so to make a dining reservation, this is it. Like if you're in the parks and you don't have a dining reservation, or you are looking to make a dining reservation, or you're looking to change a dining reservation, this is where it is. And this is what's going to also show up at that 180-day morning. So this is what that looks like to make a dining reservation. So everybody tries to get the perfect lineup, and sometimes it works out perfectly, but sometimes, like right now at Ohana, there's nothing at 9 o'clock. There's only 7:50 or 10:20. So we can grab one, and if you see it in your app, don't get upset if it's not exactly the time you wanted. As your trip gets closer, more dining opens up because people cancel, or sometimes people have too many reservations at once, and as their plans firm up, they're like, oh, I don't need this, and we'll see it released. So if you don't see something, don't panic. And also, while you're on property, if there's something that you really wanted, like Akashar is super popular, you can select dinner. So if you don't see something that you want, just keep checking, and we are also checking. So it does open up, and sometimes there's restaurants with zero availability, and I'm really surprised to see this kind of availability, because it's a free dining week. Very interesting. I might have to plan a trip for myself now. So I'm going to back out of here. And also, to reserve dining, you need to have a credit card. So if you are not planning a trip with utilizing a Castle Vacations agent, and you are trying to do this on your own, just make sure you have a credit card stored, or it slows you down at that 180 window mark. Okay, so I think I've gone over everything, and if you have any more questions, you can contact us at Castle Vacations, and we are more than happy to help you. And best of luck, and have a magical trip.